What's up, everyone? This is Ricardo Lund, head engineer of Rakoon Sound Studios, and today I want to welcome you to our Tips and Tricks show, where we share information on how we use our equipment and make music. Today we're going to be reviewing the MFB Tanzbar Lite, a German all-analog drum machine, and we're going to be taking a look at the workflow, the sounds, and to see if it's the right drum machine for you. So without further ado, let's get right into the review. Alright guys, so we have the Tanzbar Lite from MFB right here. It's an analog drum computer from Germany, made in Berlin. So we're gonna take a look at the basic features that this machine has to offer. Some say that it's kind of like a rougher 808 because all the sounds, they sound pretty similar to the 808 except with a little more edge. So first we're gonna audition the sounds and the parameters that each sound has to offer. So let's check out the kick first. We have decay, we have tune, and then we have tone, which adds a little more attack to the kick. For the snare, then we have noise, we have decay for that, and tuning. The clap, we have a filter, make it a little brighter, a little duller, and decay, we can make it longer or really short. Plus we have an attack, so that if we want to make it cut through the mix a little more. Next to that we have the toms. For the toms we have usual decay and tuning, and the same controls for the tones are for the conga, so tuning, decay for that, and tuning. Next we have a cowbell, where we have tuning and decay. Then we have a clav, we also have decay and tune. We have a cymbal as well, can change the tone of that, make it a little more snappy and brighter, or a little more flabby and duller here, and as well we have decay on that. And then we have the hi-hats, which are both the same except that you can use one as an open hat and one as a closed, so we have only decay control over that. Right, so and then we have these level controls for our instruments, and this little section here controls the mode in which we're operating at the moment. So right now we are in audition mode, right? Now we're gonna start sequencing something, and the basic thing to do that is to press this red button and select the instrument you want to sequence. So we're gonna select the bass drum, we're gonna press play, and to press play, to play the drum machine, you have to use the shift button, which is used for a lot of things in the usage of this machine. So let's press play, select the bass drum, and input some notes. I'm gonna make that decay short, right? And you can see that the buttons are flashing, and that means that you can actually tune in the triggers that you have to whatever you want. So it's something called, actually in some other machines, parameter locking. It's what it means is that if I select now and I saved those, now I can select this button again, you see that it's flashing, and now I can change the parameter in that button, in that trigger, and only that trigger is gonna have that change of parameter. So I'm gonna make it a longer decay. Select, press the select to save, and now we have that one bass drum that's sounding a little longer. Now I'm gonna enter a few snares, I'm gonna make that decay longer. Right. I'm gonna add some basic hi-hats. So select the open hat. Right. Again, if we want to make that last one longer, simply press select the trigger, and open it. Once you're happy with the setting, you press select again to save. Now, we can also live record the instruments that we want to input. So instead of just entering them in the step sequencer, and to do that, you have to press shift and go to this setup section, and you can see when you're in setup there's a little menu that explains what each button here does in setup. So for manual trigger we need 7 to be lit, and it's lit right now. If I wanted to take it off, I can take it off, but now that it's lit, it's actually ready for when I have it in audition mode. Anything that I play is gonna get recorded into the sequence. So let's get out of that. Let's go back to audition mode, and I'm gonna input some cowbell. Right. So now we inputted some live cowbell. The other thing that we can do is instead of a parameter locking the parameters through the sequencer, is we can do that live. So in order to do that, we have to select the sound that we want to mess with. I'm going to select the cowbell again, and I'm going to press play. And then we have to hold this shift button plus the red button, and you see that it says real, which means real time. And I'm going to change the tuning live. So you can see that. Right? Now I can bring the decay down on that. Let's go on the cowbell and select all of the notes and make the decay shorter. Right, press select, and that is saved. So that is how you live record into the thing. The other thing is we have, as you can see, we have a few of these options here with the shift button down here with these step buttons. So first of all, we have shuffle. So we can add some shuffle if we press shift and shuffle. Now each of these is gonna give us a different amount of shuffle, being 1 is completely straight, 2 has a little bit of shuffle, and 16 has the most amount of shuffle. So let's try that. Let's press play, and let's press shuffle, and I'm gonna go for 5, and you can hear it how it's beginning to have a little bit of swing. Let's go further. Now we have a little more swing, and at 16, totally weird. So let's leave it at 8. Alright, let's get out of that mode. Stop. Now we also have this last step, which means that instead of having 16 steps on the pattern, you can have the number that you select, and that's gonna create some interesting polyrhythms right there. So if we select the instrument, I'm gonna select again the cowbell, and I'm gonna press shift and last step. Right now you can see that it's on step 16, but let's put it on 12. Let's get out of that and see what happens. So you can see we're getting some interesting polyrhythmic movement right there on the cowbell. Is now starting in the same place as the other instruments, and you can do the same for every other instrument. Now we have this A and B toggle, which means that you have A section right now. We can go on B section, which is empty right now. But if I enter something right there, so just for the sakes of it, I'm just gonna enter a random pattern. I'm gonna put a few hi-hats right there. Now if I press this A and B toggle, it's gonna toggle between A and B. Right. I'm gonna take that off. And I'm gonna go to part A, I'm sorry. Alright. The other thing that's important here to mention is this little flam that we have on, if we press shift and flam. So in order to enter the flams, again, we have to select the instrument. So for example, I'm gonna go to the snare. I'm gonna select the snare, make sure that it's flashing, and then play. I'm gonna press shift and flam, and then it's gonna give us all these flam options. So just gonna put it on 10. On 8, yeah. So you can hear the flam coming up in the snare. Let's get out of that. Alright, and then we have these accent buttons, which, as you can imagine, is just accenting a few of the notes. So in this case, I'm just gonna put some accents on the kick drum. So I'm gonna select the kick drum again, select the notes that I want to accent. So I'm gonna pick 1 and the 3rd trigger, and then I'm gonna go on shift and I'm gonna put accent 4. Let's see how that sounds. Let's see. Shift and accent 4. And press select to save. So you can see a few of the notes are a bit louder than the others. Right, so yeah, those are the basic functionalities of the drum machine. You can also have it on this manual in step mode. That basically means if you press that, if you take it off, what you see, you're gonna lose all of the automations, and what you see on the panel, that's what you're gonna get. So right, and if I light that again, we get all of our automations back. Yeah, that pretty much concludes the basic functionality of the drum machine. You can also obviously pattern chain and do all that good stuff, so you can create many patterns and then chain them with this pattern button. I love this drum machine. I think it sounds amazing. The drums sound completely analog, and they always cut through the mix. I think they also have their own character. It's really doesn't sound like anything else except for maybe the old Tanzbar. Thanks for watching this review on the MFB Tanzbar Lite. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a thumbs up and leave us a comment down below. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel to receive future news on new videos, on tips and tricks on how we use our equipment and make music in the studio. Also, if you're located in the Miami area, I'm leaving the link down below so that you can contact us to sign up for classes on production, DJing, studio time, or recording. This is Ricardo Lund, and I'll see you next time.